Good evening, or good afternoon. It's my distinct pleasure to welcome you. I'm Maureen Silva. I'm the Vice President for Institutional Advancement here at Bridgewater College. And I'm so pleased to be here to help celebrate some of our very special donors to Nininger Hall. There are many people responsible, of course, for ensuring the success of the Nininger Hall renovation, including the Board of Trustees, whose vision for Nininger made the project possible, our contract community partners who carried out that vision, and members of the facilities and athletic staff who committed countless hours to ensure the project was completed successfully, on time, and as my colleague CFO Ann Keeler likes to say, on budget. Today, this event and this evening is about celebrating and honoring and thanking those whose investments in the Nininger Hall project helped to provide not only significant resources, these donors have also helped Bridgewater College tell the story of commitment and dedication through naming beautiful spaces throughout this facility. I thank all of you for your role in lifting up our student athletes and their coaches, and in providing a tremendous academic home for our health and human sciences students and faculty. Now, I'm pleased to introduce Bridgewater College President David W. Bushman. He will help present the special presentation this evening. Thank you.
Thank you all, and good evening. I'm reminded standing here today of the dedication ceremony when this building was opened over a year ago and how special that was, and having you all here, I think, is a way to celebrate not just the potential of the building when we first opened it, but the potential realized. And we have student athletes here, current and former student athletes, friends, family, alumni, all of you benefit from this project, but also have supported this project and making this building come alive in some wonderful ways, and so I thank you. It is indeed a very special evening, and I remember when we dedicated the building, and the project to renovate Nininger started well before I got here, and it was in fact a top priority for our Board of Trustees, and they recognized both the centrality of the student-athlete experience to our mission, and also the role that a building such as this plays in connecting us to all of our constituencies, our alumni, our friends, to the community. This building isn't just about intercollegiate sports, it's about intramurals, it's about convocation programs. In the old days, and I get to say that now, in the old days we used to hold commencement in here if the weather was bad on a Saturday morning in May. This building has served many roles and continues, and this beautiful space that we're in tonight, brand new to the renovation, has helped us extend the reach of the college. In many ways, the excellence of this project and the support of the wonderful donors in this room and many, many others allows us to communicate a very clear message to the community of Bridgewater, to our students, to everyone connected to the college. We have made a commitment not just to the student-athlete experience, but to a commitment to excellence in everything that we do. This building was about a $10 million project, if you include the beautiful turf field outside right now. It could have easily been a $20 or $30 million project, but I think we made wise choices. We recognize that all of our athletes are in fact student-athletes, and that the goal of our athletic programs is to instill ideals of leadership, commitment, teamwork, all of those things that benefit not just the athletes themselves, but their role as leaders on campus more broadly. So this building is both to support that work, to connect us to our many communities, to connect us to the history of the college. The Nininger name itself goes back generations at Bridgewater and is an important touchstone in the life of this college. So for many reasons, the academic connection, our Health and Human Sciences Department, the student athletes, all of the various communities that this building touches is an affirmation of what Bridgewater stands for and our commitment, our deep commitment to mission, to the student-athlete experience, and to the success of all of our students. Well, this is a very special evening, and now I do want to celebrate specifically a number of very special donors who've made this project possible. We have plaques located throughout the building, and you are all free to see those plaques moving from today forward. But we have mock-ups of those plaques that will be up on the screen behind me as I share some words tonight. First, I'd like to ask Paul Wampler and Priscilla Wakeman-Wampler to join me here at the podium. Paul and Priscilla have served in a variety of leadership roles throughout their lives, and so it is with great honor and humility that I thank Paul and Priscilla for generously naming this room the President's Suite. The gift to name the suite was transformative to the campaign project for this building to support the renovation, and we so appreciate your leadership. Thank you both very much. As many of you know, the Wamplers are both graduates from the class of 1954, and they truly define legacy family. Paul and Priscilla have shared with us this gift, and it represents for them a celebration of that legacy. Let me read to you the plaque that you see on the screen behind me. J. Paul Wampler, MD, class of 54, and Priscilla Wakeman-Wampler, class of 54, President's Suite, in celebration of 5 generations of Wakeman and Wampler family members who have been blessed by the Bridgewater College experience. You'll note that blessed is capitalized, and let me just say this to you, Priscilla and Paul. We, Bridgewater College, we have been blessed with a capital B to have you, your ascendants and your descendants, and descendants yet to come in the Bridgewater College family. Thank you so much. Next, I'd like to ask Ron and Janice Sink to join me at the podium, please. Ron and Janice are dedicated parents and grandparents of Bridgewater College graduates and students, and Ron is currently a life trustee of the college. They were eager to support the Nininger project for a number of reasons, possibly best described in the process they and their family members went through when determining what to say on the plaque. As Ron shared with us, when you ask ministers, educators, scientists, and athletes their opinions, you get them, making it near, I guess you could add college presidents to that, making it nearly impossible to be succinct and come to a unanimous decision. However, it was through the input of their whole family that they were able to convey on their plaque the significance of naming the Training and Rehabilitation Center. And so their plaque reads, Ronald E. Sink and Janice Sink Training and Rehabilitation Center, building a sound and healthy lifestyle through fitness, recovery, healing, and education. Thank you, Ron and Janice, for your leadership support of Nininger Hall and for helping our students remember that the Training and Rehab Center is not just about fixing an injury and getting back to their sport. You have reminded us all that health, healing, and learning are equally important and therefore are to be tended to with diligence. Thank you both so much. We're fortunate to have a number of individuals who decided to name either an office or a classroom in Nininger Hall, and what a wonderful statement that is, that we have both in the same building. Many of them have elected to recognize coaches as well. We are deeply honored and pleased to announce that the administrative suite of offices, which houses the athletic director, the associate director, and other leadership staff, is named in honor of Professor and Coach Carlisle Whitelow, class of 1959. The plaque says, in recognition of the deep commitment to and steadfast support of Bridgewater College. Thank you, Coach Whitelow. Jim and Janice Walsh named the football office in honor of our head coach, Mike Clark. The plaque reads, "In recognition of more than 2 decades of extraordinary achievement and leadership as a coach, mentor, and role model." Thank you, Coach Clark. Jim and Janice also named the field hockey office, and they wrote on that plaque, "Celebrating the success of our field hockey teams, past, present, and future, and the legacy of Coach Laura Mapp." We appreciate you so very much, Coach Mapp. Jim and Janice, thank you so much for your support in those roles. I would be remiss if I didn't share with you that we concluded our fall annual Board of Trustees meeting today, and at that meeting, Jim Walsh was elected chair of the Board of Trustees at Bridgewater College. Please join me in congratulating Jim. Menzel and Linda Dean honored 2 baseball coaches' athletic directors when naming the baseball office, AD and baseball coach Kurt Kendall and professor and coach Dan Geiser. Their plaque states, "In celebration of the successful Bridgewater College baseball program and the leadership of the BC athletic program. Thank you, Coach Kendall, for all you do, not just for baseball, but for all of our scholar athletes." Menzel and Linda also honored an important women's program when naming the women's basketball office in honor of Coach Laura Mapp and Associate AD and Coach Jean Willey, in writing, "In recognition of the contributions to the Bridgewater College women's basketball program. Thank you, Coach Mapp and Coach Willey, for your leadership in the women's program, as well as your work on behalf of all of our students." And Menzel and Linda, thank you very much for your contributions and support. Steve and Nancy Agee could not be with us this evening. They are in Africa, which I suppose counts as an excused absence even for this event. They have been incredible supporters of the college and have elected to celebrate the legacy of W. Steve Watson by naming the tennis office, stating, "In recognition of the inspiration, leadership, and service to Bridgewater of Steve Watson, professor and coach." Thank you, Coach Watson. I should say, as an aside, Steve served on the search committee that brought me to Bridgewater, and his commitment to the institution and that title, professor and coach, is powerful and moving to someone who has come from the faculty. Thank you, Steve, for your service to the college. Will and Joyce Nolan named the cross-country office, writing, "In honor of the 1960 Bridgewater College Mason-Dixon Conference Championship cross-country team, and in memory of Professor and Coach Doc Jobson and Professor and Coach Paul Miller Klein." Will and Joyce, thank you very much for your support. Like Ben's parents, Ben and Sherry Wambler elected to celebrate family when naming one of the classrooms in honor of Caitlin, class of 14, Matthew, class of 17, Sarah, and Joseph. The Wamblers also added a quote which states, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world," by Nelson Mandela. Thank you for that reminder and for your generous support, Ben and Sherry. The Stoltzman family, represented this evening by alum and Board of Trustees member Rob Stoltzman, also named a classroom in honor of Rob's father. The family wrote, "In memory of Barnett Stoltzman, son of Brooklyn, New York, a heroically devoted father who adopted health and fitness before it was popular to do so." Rob, thank you and your entire family for your support. While I acknowledge that there are many sentimental contributions within this group, there are two that stand out for the college family. Can I first ask Ann Reed to please join me here at the podium? We lost Ann's beloved husband, Sam, this past year, and so it is a great honor that I can read to you the plaque his family has placed here in Nininger Hall in perpetuity to memorialize their dear friend, our friend, Sam, and to celebrate our dear friend. The plaque reads, the R. Coleman Reed, class of '60, and Ann Murray Reed, class of '60, Women's Swimming Office, given in loving memory of Sam Reed, dedicated husband, father, father-in-law, brother, and friend, and in celebration of Ann Murray Reed's service as a member of the Bridgewater College Board of Trustees. Thank you, Ann. May I also ask Betty Lou Myers and her son Bruce Myers to please join me at the podium. When we lost Coach Mel Myers last year, several people stepped forward wanting to memorialize his legacy. Thanks to the generosity of many players, and in particularly Betty Lou and her family, we are so pleased for the naming of the men's basketball office. In recognition of the dedication and support of his players and the commitment to Bridgewater College of Mel Shifty Myers, Professor of Physical Education and Coach, 1962 to 1985, given by his loving family, friends, and dedicated Bridgewater College players. Thank you for this honor, Betty Lou. There are a few of our donors who could not be here this evening, but I would like to acknowledge them here. Corey Adamson, who named both the softball office and the track and field office. Yancey and Peggy Ford, who named the men's golf office. And finally, several locker rooms, several individuals celebrated teams and coaches through the naming of locker rooms. Bill Earhart, class of '66, named the men's soccer locker room. Thank you, Bill, very much for this. Donna Price Walker, class of '75, named the track and field and cross country locker room. Donna, thank you very much. Earl Fike, class of '51, celebrated his status as the first player to reach 1,000 points at Bridgewater College, an incredible accomplishment in any era of basketball, I might add, by naming the men's basketball locker room. Thank you, Earl, very much for your support. An anonymous donor named the women's tennis locker room in honor of Alyssa Michael Beam, class of '10. And few of those named locker rooms could not be here tonight, so I'd like to thank them here. Rodney Smith for naming the men's cross-country locker room. Wallace and Carolyn Hatcher, who named the women's basketball locker room. Gray Henry, who named the women's softball locker room in memory of her husband Morris. And James King, who named the media room. Thank you all for your support for this project. Finally tonight we have a special dedication of a named locker room. Mary Frances Heichman, will you join me please at the podium? getting a dirty look right now. There's no way around this. Mary Frances is the senior faculty member at Bridgewater College and has for a very long time committed herself to service of students here. She has well and truly earned the title professor and coach. And so, an anonymous lead donor and many, many others have generously decided to celebrate these accomplishments of Professor and Coach Mary Frances Heischman. In fact, if you read the plaque carefully, there is an end date, 2016, on this plaque. Dr. Mary Frances Heischman has decided to retire at the end of this academic year. We are thrilled for Mary Frances as she begins this next exciting chapter in her journey, but we are also selfishly a bit saddened as the college will lose this active legend. Although if she follows in the footsteps of her mentor, Coach Mapp, I suspect we'll see her around quite a bit. Our most senior faculty member, Mary Frances, carries with her an institutional memory that not only informs her work and has informed her work, but enriches and inspires the entire community. She arrived as an employee at BC in 1970, having previously been with us as an undergraduate student and a member of the class of 1966. Over the next 4.5 decades, she became a storied faculty member and coach. And I say that with love. One of the things that makes a college like Bridgewater special and connects our past to our present and our future is the commitment of faculty members who serve for decades. That's not something you see at just any institution, and it represents a commitment to mission and a commitment to the success of our students that is truly special. Mary Frances, thank you for all that you've given to the college. I'll add a few more tidbits, a few more pieces of information, since in many ways we're beginning the celebration of Mary Frances' career here at Bridgewater. She's not just accomplished as a coach in the classroom, she was the recipient of the 2010 Martha B. Thornton Faculty Recognition Award for Service. She focuses on health and physical education and training the next generation of coaches, with a special focus on athletics for those with special needs. Coach Heischman established the college's volleyball program in 1975. In her 32 years of coaching volleyball, the team achieved 27 winning seasons and 5 ODAC championships. They made 3 trips to the NCAA Division III tournament. When she retired from coaching in 2007, she ranked number 8 in all-time wins at the D3 level. She currently ranks number 14. She has coached the college's women's lacrosse team from 1971 to 1987. Mary Frances has been a role model and a mentor for many, both on the court and in the classroom. In both venues, she melds teaching and coaching flawlessly, consistently supporting and challenging her students and players, and setting a high bar while equipping our students and student athletes to succeed. Once again, Mary Frances, congratulations and thank you for a life dedicated to Bridgewater College. And so, after all of that, we couldn't fit all that on a plaque. The plaque reads, "In recognition of the dedication, love, leadership, and commitment to the Bridgewater College volleyball program of Mary Frances Heischman, Professor and Coach, 1970 to 2016, given by dedicated members of the Bridgewater College community, her students and players." While we'll still have the pleasure of Mary Frances' company for the remainder of this academic year, I know you will join me in wishing her well in retirement. We'll miss her dedication and the true compassion she shows, and this will not be the last time we celebrate your commitment to the college. This will conclude our formal recognition tonight. We've lined up a photographer to be on hand to take pictures in front of the plaques for all of our donors and friends, and Maureen Silva will assist us with the logistics of that. Let me just end with this. It's hard to capture in the words you can put on a plaque the dedication and commitment, the love that is represented, the gifts of the donors and the service of those being honored. It's one of those things that makes a place like Bridgewater special, makes it home for all of us, makes it home for generations of students and student athletes yet to come. I want to thank you again for being here tonight, for celebrating with us the generosity and the memories, the celebration of those who are with us, their commitment to the college. I hope you'll enjoy this space. I know the college will revel in this space in the Nininger Hall for many, many years to come. I promise you that our commitment to excellence, this won't be the last renovation of this building. It may be the last renovation while I'm here at the college, but it won't be the last renovation of this building. And so you are a part of the college's history. You are a part of the history now of this building. And so again, I thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you very much.